My generation is missing something important, and I don't think anyone is talking about it. I go to school with a lot of smart kids, and they're all fluent in the language of tech and finance. They can explain stuff like large language models, leverage buyouts, venture capital. But if you ask them anything about the physical world, how their city's water gets cleaned, or what's actually happening inside the road they drive across every day, most of them go quiet. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I used to be one of those people. I'm 18, I go to Yale University, and I'm studying engineering. And until about 6 months ago, I had basically never seriously thought about the physical world. Not because I didn't see it. Obviously, I go outside and I touch grass, but roads, bridges, power lines, water pipes, they were always just there. Like, I spawned into the middle of a civilization that had always existed and would always exist. I never once asked who built it, who maintains it, or what happens when it starts to fail. But recently, a chemical storage tank near my hometown in Orange County nearly exploded. 50,000 people were evacuated. And for the first time, I got genuinely curious about the physical systems running in the background of my life. What I found is that the infrastructure underneath modern civilization is in serious trouble. And the only people who can fix it are being steered somewhere else entirely. So here's the mechanism. If you're a high-achieving student in America in 2026, there is a well-worn path laid out for you. It runs through SAT prep, college applications, and then, if you get lucky and you land somewhere competitive, it funnels pretty quickly towards a small cluster of careers: finance, consulting, software, AI. That's where prestige lives. That's where your LinkedIn peers are headed. And that's not irrational. These are genuinely important fields. But here's what I've noticed. Every single one of these careers is essentially about manipulating systems that already exist. Financial systems, information systems. The implicit assumption is that the physical layer underneath all of it, the roads, the power grids, the data centers, is just handled. Background noise. But it isn't. The American Society of Civil Engineers gave U.S. infrastructure a grade C in 2025. Despite recent federal investment, there's an estimated $3.7 trillion gap between what's needed to maintain it and what's currently funded. The average household loses roughly $2,000 a year to infrastructure failures. Think flat tires, longer commutes, water bills inflated by century-old pipes. And that pressure is accelerating. In March 2025, the largest tornado outbreak ever recorded for that month tore through the Midwest and Eastern US. Over 100 tornadoes in 2 days, $11 billion in damage, more than 670,000 people without power. Homes, roads, power lines, water systems, gone or damaged overnight. Events like this are becoming more frequent and more severe, and they are stress testing our infrastructure that was already on borrowed time. So who fixes all of this? Well, that's the problem. The Bureau of Labor Statistics projects 5% job growth in civil engineering through 2034. But the pipeline of graduates isn't keeping pace. On average, 1.7 million infrastructure workers leave their jobs every year through 2031. And more than half of engineering firms are already turning down work because they simply do not have the staff. Meanwhile, the students who are most prepared to solve these problems, the ones who aced physics and math, who understand systems thinking, are already entirely pointed somewhere else. Think about what it takes to keep a city running. An electrical grid has to balance supply and demand in real time, with almost zero tolerance for error. Clean water has to be sourced, treated, pressurized, and delivered to millions of taps simultaneously. These are not simple problems. In a lot of ways, they're harder than the problems filling most tech job descriptions. And they require exactly the students currently being filtered into hedge funds. Now, to be clear, I am not demonizing finance or software. I am not saying that every ambitious 20-year-old should go into construction. What I'm proposing is broader. We need a collective shift in focus in every industry. We need young policymakers to care and invest in our infrastructure. We need young engineers to innovate beyond the traditional systems that they learn in school. We also need AI startups, not mindless GPT wrappers like Turbo AI, but businesses that leverage AI to make physical systems like water treatment, power grids, and data centers more sustainable and efficient. This is the million-dollar question of the 21st century, and right now, not enough people are paying attention. That's partly why I started this channel, to simplify the problems in our physical world and share them with you guys. So, whether you're a student, someone who drives across a road every morning, or just a curious citizen, learn something about the physical world this week. Find out where your water comes from. Look up how your city's power grid works. Because sooner or later, we are all going to have to confront this reality. We live in a physical world, but that physical world does not maintain itself. So in 2026, while we're all busy building the future of AI, social media, and technology, look down once in a while and maybe ask yourself, who's responsible for tomorrow's physical world?